Well, I played for the taste of this freedom I'm eating, and I fill my life with the words I am singing. It's the veins of the road we're riding along, lead back to the heart that delivers the song. Oh, beauty surrounds us, oh, wherever you go. Oh, breathe it in deeper, let it illumine your soul.
Welcome to the Radiant Health Show with Dr. Christine Horner, your source of information that will help you to achieve extraordinary health and longevity. Where each week we bring you a fascinating interview with a leader in natural health, from practitioners in ancient systems of medicine such as traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurveda, to experts on the latest frontiers of complementary and alternative medicine. You'll be entertained and mesmerized by my guests while learning many tips on how you can reach and enjoy an extraordinary state of health simply and naturally. I'm your host, Dr. Christine Horner, a former surgeon and now an expert in natural health and the author of 2 award-winning books. The first is Waking the Warrior Goddess, Dr. Christine Horner's program to protect against and fight breast cancer. And my most recent book is called Radiant Health, Ageless Beauty, a 30-day program for extraordinary health, beauty, and longevity. My guest today is Dr. Keisha Gaither, and this is actually part 2 of a 2-part interview. So if you did not listen to last week's interview, I strongly encourage you to listen to that first so you can get kind of the foundation of what we're talking about. But she is a double board-certified physician in OBGYN and also in maternal fetal medicine. And last week we were talking specifically about there's been a rise in maternal deaths in the United States, and we kind of went through the various different factors that are responsible for that. And so this week, what we want to do is kind of get into more details about it and what women can do to really lower the risk of having difficulties with their pregnancies, as well as having actually not surviving from having that. So, Dr. Gaither, thank you so much for being on my show again.
Hi there. Thank you so much for having me again. Thanks.
So last week we were talking, again, kind of the main things, I guess, that were causing people that have increased maternal deaths and problems. You had mentioned where obesity is obviously a huge thing. You know, people who have diabetes and that kind of thing. And then we also talked about that the main things that people can potentially die from when they have a child is from infections, high blood pressure issues, and hemorrhage. So this week we just want to go a little bit more in depth, into these areas. And it's like, so if a woman wants to lower her risk as much as she possibly can, what are the main kinds of recommendations that you have?
Well, certainly in the best of both worlds, before you even get pregnant, it would be helpful to go to your provider and have a discussion about, whatever medical comorbidities that you may have, which may need to be optimized. If you're a diabetic, you need to get your blood sugar in control. Certainly because while you can handle high blood sugar, your developing fetus cannot, and high blood sugar leads to specific congenital abnormalities in the developing fetus, primarily affecting their brain and spinal cord, their hearts, and their legs. So to prevent these things, it's helpful for diabetic women to get their blood sugars in good control. The other thing that diabetics can do prior to becoming pregnant is to take folic acid supplementation. Folic acid is very good for fetal brain development. If you are a woman who has had a baby in the past that has had a neural tube abnormality, and the neural tube is that progenitor that develops the baby's brain and spinal cord. So if you've had a baby in the past that has had this particular anomaly, certainly, again, folic acid supplementation would be of benefit to you in the preconceptual period.
I thought that was kind of like routine for everybody, like no matter what, like it was being the prenatal vitamin.
It is, but for certain subsets,